Kailash, Ravan attacked every kingdom that he noticed in his flight. He would poise himself on the border and send an ultimatum to every kingdom. He destroyed. ठीक है. Now, Ravan made an expedition to the world of Yam. Yam की कहानी पता है ना तुम्हें? The god of death was repulsed by him and was about to be struck with a staff with Yam Dand, the very sight of which is said to spell doom for the beholder. But at this moment, Brahma reminded Yam that he had confirmed the boon of indestructibility on Ravan, and Yam, out of consideration for this promise, simply vanished from the spot, leaving Ravan to imagine that he had vanquished him. Ravan's next expedition was to Kishkinda in order to subdue its ruler Vali, a monkey chieftain of enormous strength. His followers advised Ravan to desist from this expedition. He brushed them aside, and when he arrived at Kishkinda, he found Vali gone. Vali's wife and brother told him that Vali had gone out to the shores of the four oceans in order to perform his evening prayers, and that Ravan was welcome to wait for his return. Ravan did not care to wait but went after Vali. He found him praying on the southern shore facing the sea. Ravan fell on him from behind. Vali just picked him up, tucked him under the arm, and went through his prayers without even turning to notice the disturbance. वाली ने बस उठाया उसको अपने हाथ पे ऐसे नीचे रखा और नोटिस भी नहीं किया. बगल में डिस्टर्ब कर रहा है. जानो मैं तुम्हारी प्रभुताई सहस बाहु सन पड़ी लड़ाई समर बाली सन करे जस पावा ते हनुमान जी कहते हैं एक तो सहस बाहु से इसने लड़ाई करी थी, वो भी शहीद होगा. बाली के सामने जंग करके तुमने जश पावा. बाली ने अपनी करके बात बहुत तेज था, तभी तो रामचंद्र जी को पीछे से मारना पड़ा. और उसके साथ प्रॉब्लम ये था कि उसके सामने आके लड़ेगा, उसकी शक्ति आदि हो जाती थी. समर बाली सन कर. After his prayer, he moved around. कभी वचन बेहद बेहरा उसकी बात सुन के हंसा था. पाए खाए फल पर लावी दूसरा कभी स्वभाव से तोड़े रूखा. मुझे भूख लगी थी इसलिए मैंने फल खा लिए, और मेरा तो बंदर वाला स्वभाव है, तो सूखा मैंने कुछ सूखे भी तोड़ लिया. जिन मुझे मारा तेह में मार तेह पे बांधे तले तुम्हारे. जिन्होंने मुझे मारा उन्हीं को मैंने मारा, बाकी किसी को नहीं मारा. चलो फिर देखता हूँ. Vali just picked him up, tucked him under his arm, and went through his prayer without even turning to notice the disturbance. After his prayer, he moved around the three other shores without seeing the Ravan down, sitting. It was only after his prayers, when he returned to his palace at Kishkinda, that he released Ravan from under his arm and asked, "Now what? What do you want?" Ravan has ever respected superior strength. He broke into the praise of Vali, called him the greatest being he had ever seen in his life. He begged him to honor him with eternal friendship and offered him a share for all the spoils in the territory, cattle, slaves, wealth, and women, and sealed the pact before fire. मैं आपको हर्ष उसमें दूंगा और आप तो बहुत महान हैं. After that, Ravan settled down to a routine life, ruling, tyrannizing, enjoying the pleasures of life. A man of tremendous dynamism and accomplishments, achieving success in all that he attempted. This life continued peacefully until he began to hear of a young man called Ram, the son of Dashrath, the ruler of Ayodhya. Constant reports reached him of the greatness of this young man. His uprightness, personality, skill at archery, strength, learning, humility, godliness, and fearlessness. Above all, he had qualified himself to marry the daughter of the king Janak by lifting, bending, and stringing an ancient bow, while other contestants failed even to move it. The whole world seemed to be engaged in singing his praise. He is, after all, a human being, miserable human being. Why are people going mad about him? Thought Ravan. He shut his ears, and whenever he heard the name Rama mentioned, Does this miserable human being hope to rule the world as I do? ये तुच्छ इंसान क्या दुनिया को राह पे राज करने के लिए कहता है जैसे मैं जी करता हूँ? He often asked. The situation was intolerable. He racked his brains to find ways and means of wiping out his rival on earth. He consulted one of his henchmen called Akampana, the Unshakable, who advised. This man is now in Dandak forest with his wife and brother, living the life of an exile. All that you have to do is to abduct his wife and take her away to your palace, and he will die of a broken heart. There is no other way of attacking him as he is practically invincible. हराना बड़ा मुश्किल है. इसकी बीवी को उठा लो और लेके आ जाओ और फिर वो देखते हैं. Moreover, Sita is worth adding to your collection. सीता को रखना अपनी कलेक्शन में जमेगा. अकंपना ने बोला. Ravan thought this a sound procedure, sought his uncle Marich and asked for his help. Marich said, don't kill me and Ram or his wife. Ram और उसकी बीवी के पास मत जाना. He'll finish you, don't be foolish. Marich, having argued him out of it, Ravan went back to his palace to think over the matter himself. While he was resting thus, his sister Super Khan burst into his chamber with blood on her face. She wailed, what men you are! What brother what the name would be resting and lounging while his sister is gashed and hacked. Get up and act. Ravan was fond of this sister and sprang to his feet crying, what is this blood? Who has molested you? Ram, she cried, I was in Dandak when Ram and his brother attacked me. Ram told his brother, cut her up, snap off her nose. Cut her up, snap off her nose. And that brother chopped off my nose and ears and gashed my face in dozen places. She lamented and cried and finally said, unless you go and avenge this, you're not my brother, you're not a warrior, and all your achievements will be count for nothing. Akampana once again advised Ravan to abduct Sita. Ravan sought his uncle Marich again and commanded him, you shall help me in my task. No argument about it. Marich once again expatiated on the greatness of Ram and ended up by saying, I have no doubt that Ram will kill me if I go there. Ravan said, if you don't go, I will kill you, make up your mind. Rather a strange order from a nephew. Marich said, if I have no chance of living, I'll die by Ram's hand. He is at least an enemy. Let me be killed by him rather than by a nephew. A nephew हमारे उससे बड़े enemy करे. I watched him in action while he guarded the sages of Danda, whose sacrifices we once tried to disrupt. Ravan let out an imprecation at the mention of Ram's valor, but felt happy to have made a start on the whole business of abduction. They evolved their plan of action. Marich, fully aware that he was going to his doom, assumed the form of a golden deer and strutted up and down in front of the hermitage where Ram was staying with his brother Lakshman and his wife Sita. Sita was fascinated by the deer and said, catch that beautiful animal for me. Ram said, leave it alone. Content yourself by looking at it. उसको अकेला छोड़ दो रामचंद्र जी ने कहा. देख के खुश हो जाओ. सीता जी ने कहा नहीं मेरे को डियर चाहिए. I want to have it, insisted Sita. सीता जी ने कहा मुझे तो चाहिए. It's good to watch, but it may be anything. Don't be misled by appearances. ये देखने में अच्छा है. Could be anything. Fates were at work, and Sita, normally docile and self-effacing, became unusually demanding and insistent. The golden deer seemed to have stirred up a lot of hidden obstinacy in her. Ram argued with her, but she was firm in her demand. Ram said, it may be an evil spirit in this form. I have known such. एक बुरी आत्मा हो सकती है हिरण में. मैं ऐसे लोगों ऐसे उनको जानता हूँ. But Sita countered him by saying, why do you say such things of a beautiful creature? तुम इस सुंदर पशु के बारे में क्यों सोचते हो? Ram hesitated for a moment. Here was this tender being following him into exile ungrudgingly, accepting a lot without a word, wearing the bark of trees for clothes, eating roots and leaves, living in the open and lying on hard ground at night, although she had been brought up in her father's palace in every kind of luxury. Ram said, "All right, wait here. If it's real, I will bring it alive. If it's an evil illusion, I'll kill it and bring the hide for you. Don't let anyone approach you here." He asked his brother to stand guard at the gate and followed the deer. At his approach, the deer receded a few yards. It drew him after it. In the heat of the chase, Ram hardly noticed how far he had gone. Then, suddenly understanding the true nature of the creature, he shot an arrow and wounded it mortally. Before dying, the deer assumed the voice of Ram and let out a wail. "O Sita, O Lakshman, I'm dying here. Come at once." मामा मुझे कल मैं कल पढ़ दूंगा मामा, मैं थक गया हूँ, थोड़ा 5-7 मिनट और पढ़ लूँ. This was heard over the babble of birds and other forest noises by Sita, who became hysterical and said to Lakshman, "Go at once to your brother's assistance, he is in great danger." "He is not," said Lakshman, "no danger can come to him." "How can you stand there and talk? Didn't you hear his cry?" "His command to me was not to leave by your side. I must obey him." Once again the voice called for help. Sita became desperate and cried, "Will you go or not go?" When Lakshman still refused to leave her unprotected, she spoke harshly. She insinuated that he wanted to see his brother dead so that he might possess her. This hurt Lakshman deeply and he fell left after saying, "God alone should save you." This was the moment Ravan had been waiting for. His strategy had worked perfectly. He emerged from his hiding, stood at the door, and cried, "Arms for the mendicant." Sita opened the door. There stood a perfect mendicant. Mendicant hota hai wo, with sacred marks on his forehead, rosary around his throat, wearing ochre cropped and holding a wooden bowl in his hands. She said, "Mendicant, please wait here." The mendicant answered, "This is indeed a wonderful courtesy. To ask me to wait at the gate? Tell me to go away, I'll go." "Don't be offended, sir," Sita said. "My lord will be back soon." The mendicant laughed contemptuously. "Hunger cannot wait for the return of men." There were certain codes of hospitality that had to be respected. Sita unrolled a mat of woven craft for the guest, set some food before him, and withdrew into the inner part of the hut. He called her, and when she came out, seized her husband's arms and revealed himself. He explained, "Come with me, I am the most invincible being in all the 7 worlds. Brahma has granted me immortality. I'll give you a palace to live in and every comfort and luxury. You don't have to allow your beautiful self to languish here. Come with me, I'll make you my queen. Your order will be a command for every soul in Lanka. Rama will kill you, be gone before he arrives. I am greater than Rama." She screamed and called for help, tried to wrench herself free, but Ravan just applied his favorite stranglehold whenever he wanted to take a woman. He seized her by the hair, lifted her like a child, and sped away in Pushpak Viman to Lanka. When Ram returned to the ashram and found it empty, he lamented and cried, but did not fall dead as Ravana and his advisors had anticipated. He set himself the hard task of searching for his wife and recovering her, and followed her trail with the help of various forest creatures. कल पढ़ लेंगे मामा.